Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to Inner Dreams and welcome to your reading. I'm so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. That wind is strong this time. I got the fan on. Divine says, for having defeated death, you sure do look cool. I see Spirit got a little sense of humor, huh? They say you look real cool for having defeated death. You don't look like what you've been through. According to someone's plan, you weren't supposed to be here. And look at you. So radiant and beautiful. Nurturing yourself, nurturing your spirit, taking time to tune in to see what Spirit is sending you, what messages are coming through. You're very rare, beautiful being. Very rare. And Divine wants you to know that they know how special you are. Your ancestors, your spirit allies, the Divine itself, they all know how special you are. They know about every tear you've cried. They know about every pain that you've suffered. The word betrayal keeps coming through. I feel like there was a betrayal that happened so close to you. It wasn't someone out there. It was someone in here who took your love for granted. But they didn't just take you for granted. They didn't just ignore you. They didn't just neglect you. They stabbed you in your back, alongside other people, alongside a group. Yeah, not just one person, not just two, but an entire group. And they watched you. As you experienced grief like you had never known before. They watched you. 3:33 on the timer. This was a group effort. Someone that you once called beloved. Someone that you once gave a home inside your heart. Sided with other people who did not care about your well-being. But not only did they not care, they wanted to see you gone. They wanted to extinguish your fire. They wanted to put out your light. For a while, this person who betrayed you punished you even more. 4:44 on the timer, but you were protected. Through all of their digs, all of their unwillingness to to see things from your point of view, to have sympathy, to have empathy. Just an ounce of it would have made such a difference. They refused to give you the love that you had poured into them. And so they watched you suffer. But somewhere, at some point in time during that suffering, you rose up. You got up off the ground and you stood up. They weren't the ones helping you. It was the divine. You have defeated death with just you and the divine, no one else. No one else came to you in the middle of the night when you were suffering. No one else believed you when you knew that something was wrong, when you knew that you were being attacked. It was only the divine that got you through this. And so now, your rank, your spiritual rank, is off the charts. You're in a place now of strength that you never could have imagined. You're in a place now where if you embrace someone and have someone in your life, it's because you choose to have them in your life, not because you need them. The place where you are now is very different because no one can lie to you. You see through all the bullshit, every single bit. And people know this. They fear this about you. And so if anyone wants to be in your life, if they dare to step to you, this emperor, this empress that you have become, they must come to you with truth, or else they will be denied. Because you will never allow yourself to be betrayed ever again, like you were before. You've moved beyond that point. And you have conquered death itself. Asha, thank you, Spirit. I'm grateful that you're taking time to tune in to this message, to these messages, and see what Spirit is bringing through. Thank you, Divine. What message do you have for this beautiful being from this deck? Okay, we've got lighten your load and confidence in the reverse. You see how this person has the world on their back? That's where you've been. That's the state you've been in. You've been carrying so many things, so many struggles, so much information. I'm seeing 411. You've been carrying so much information. You've seen so much. It's kind of like that saying, turn off the lights, I've seen too much. You've seen into people's minds and into people's hearts. And you picked up on more than you ever wanted to know. You've become so aware of a person's hatred for you And you've come to understand that it's not you that they hate, it's your light. It's your gifts, it's your abilities, it's that they don't have these things. 10-10 on the timer. They haven't taken time to nurture these things, and so they look at you and delete from the equation all that you do to nurture yourself and to grow and to resist the temptation of being envious and of destroying people. You don't give in to those temptations. You choose to love. And you've been surrounded by people who have only chosen to hate. And this has sickened you. For some of you, lightening your load means going away. You're choosing to get away. I've got to get away. I wanna fly away. And that's what you're doing. You're spreading your wings. 11-11. You're flying through those portals and you're getting the hell out. You're moving to another place, literally in the physical. Because you've been surrounded by toxicity and betrayal long enough. You're ready to focus on you and your energy. If you have children, they may be with you if they're young enough, if they're still under your care, okay? But I feel like some of you are choosing to be alone because that's what's necessary in order to heal your heart space. Some of you will open up to a connection, but you will be very selective. And those of you who are drawn to a connection, trust it will be divine. It will be something that divine has blessed for you. But you're being very selective. This is how you're lightening your load. You're crossing out all the extra, all the toxicity, because there's not room for it anymore within your space. 12:34 on the timer. Divine is reminding you that divine timing is at hand. Please embrace patience. It's very beautiful what I'm seeing here, because there's this sense of urgency within you to make things right. But then there's also this need to be patient as you move with purpose and with intention, but also embrace stillness and allow divine to do what it's doing with the timing. When you breathe, and allow yourself to align with the highest version of yourself, you'll notice that things just fall into place for you, because that's what divine is doing to help you lighten your load. This is not just an intention made by you. This is something that the universe is doing to help you lighten your load. They're ensuring that as you remain high vibe, everything works and is set into place at the appropriate time. Things are working with you, for you, not against you. You've had enough opposition. You ain't about that life no more, okay? It's not about opposition, it's about alignment, okay? With confidence in the reverse, this entire experience has come to you for you to no longer doubt anything regarding your abilities. There were doubts that you used to have about yourself and about what you were capable of and about what you could do. Some of the people that you've had to walk away from, or some of the types of situations that you've had to cut out of your life. 14:44 on the timer. I feel like in the past there was a cycle before where you were being guided to do the same work that you've done now. You were being guided to bring an end to certain things. But at the time, you just weren't ready because you didn't have the confidence, with confidence coming out in reverse. But with this cycle, with what you've been through, you have conquered death itself. There were energies that were being sent towards you by groups of people. And you rose above that. So your confidence has been restored. Having conquered death, you know now that you can conquer anything. Anything. Let that be a huge source of confidence for you, beautiful being. There are people around you who are experiencing addictions. I looked at the top of my cup, it says Swig. That's the brand name, but immediately what came to me is that someone or some people are drinking incessantly. They're trying to drown their sorrow and their remorse for having turned their back on you, for having stabbed you in the back, for having sent you negative energy, for believing someone's lies about you. People clearly see your wings now. They know that you are an earth angel. They know that you are special. They know that you are gifted. And it pains them to know that they came up against you and they made it their daily mission to just give you at least a little bit of agony. 1717. This is your time of hope and healing, but for a lot of people around you, it's a time for a lot of remorse. That is their karma. That is what they must now experience in order to learn to never create agony for anyone. Now they know that if they can't celebrate someone, they just need to leave them alone. But these people intended to torture you. They intended to create situations and environments full of toxicity that you would have to get through, as if you were trying to swim through quicksand. That's how difficult it was. And they hoped to keep you stuck. They hoped to see you sink. And you didn't. And you won't. And now they are in deep remorse. Let them experience that remorse, because it is the only thing that stands a chance of teaching them to evolve. They've already done what they did to you, but the next divine being that they encounter, they'll know better. Will they do better? Time will tell. They still have free will. If they make it through this backfire of this negative energy that they've sent you, through this karma that they've accrued by being so cruel to you, if they make it through that, if they make it through all the losses that they're experiencing now because they came against you, a chosen one, a divine being with a divine purpose here, then they will have another chance to do the right thing. But we'll see. High Priestess of Air. You're a high priest or a high priestess and you speak truth. Your throat chakra is activated. This is card 6, so you bring down divine revelations. You ascend in order to get the information, and you ground it, and you spread it to other people. You share it. You share something, and it is divine. Whether it's your words, maybe you do this through writing, but it's some form of communication. You can communicate with people here on earth, but what you communicate, what you share is heavenly. It's cosmic. And it's powerful. It heals. Divine says that a lot of people that you reach are the same types of karmic beings that have attacked you. And that's one reason why Divine allowed you to go through these tragic experiences, is because it was the only way for you to truly understand how these karmic beings work, how they function, how they hurt so deeply and then choose to hurt others. You hurt as well, but instead of hurting, you heal others. And that's the difference. And there are some people who will take the words that you use, the beautiful communication that you share, and they, instead of continuing to hurt others, will begin to heal themselves and then will begin to heal others. You are helping to transform people. That's one reason why you have conquered death, is because it is through this death that you experience this death and rebirth, this renewal of yourself, that you understand how beings can die and then come back to life, different, renewed, healed, and in a beautiful space where now they are able to heal others. You had to experience death in order to truly be able to help others experience a death and a rebirth that makes them stronger, wiser. You know, like how people will give their testimony of how they used to be addicted to a substance, or they used to be addicted to a certain behavior. Maybe they had a sex addiction, maybe they had a drug habit, and they talk about the person that they used to be and how they used to live and who they've become, who they've evolved into. That's the kind of transformation that you will support people through, and that you will inspire people to experience. A total change, a total transformation, where they're leaving behind their old selves. They're shedding that skin and moving forward into a new life as a new being. Your words are so powerful, whether you speak them or write them or sing them. They're so powerful. Letting go. You've learned to let go, because if you carried all of the toxic energy, all of the attacks that you've experienced, I'm getting in the past 2 to 10 years. For some of you, it's between 2 and 10 years. For some of you, it's decades. If you carried all of that hurt and pain and betrayal and toxicity that people just dumped on you, if you carried it with you, you would no longer be here. Energetically, it would have been so overwhelming that it would have impacted your physical body to the point where you would no longer be here. You have had to learn how to let go. And let me tell you, that is one of the most transformative lessons that anyone can learn. I struggled with that too. That was one of my main karmic lessons here in this lifetime, was to learn to let go. I used to hold a grudge like no other. But now I hold on to the lesson that that experience taught me. And yeah, I never let go of that lesson because it has value. It continues to help you when you carry that lesson with you, and you can teach other people and share with other people the lesson that you learned. Help them to avoid some pain or to transmute some pain. But holding on to the pain? Nah. That doesn't serve anybody. And so you've learned to be free. This is you. These butterflies, that's you. You've changed so much. You've evolved so much. And you've learned to enjoy your gentle energy. I feel like there was a time where you wouldn't hesitate to fuck somebody up. Maybe with your words, you know? I feel like you are a being that can be very concise with your words, okay? And some of you can be very concise with your fist, you know what I mean? Like you have physical strength and you've had to defend yourself. I feel like, you know, it's kind of humorous, but for some of you, you had to fight. Because perhaps at one time you were in an environment where you didn't feel safe. And if you weren't able to protect yourself physically, you may not have survived. You're strong. And all of the struggles that you experienced have made you strong. But you've evolved to learn to value the strength of your gentle energy. You realize that there's power in that as well. There's power in realizing that somebody's coming up to you talking shit and you're still in your vibe. You're still in your good vibe. Like you're not letting them shake you. You're not allowing them to bring you down to that low place where they are. You realize that you don't have to go there and join them because you used to be there. You don't have to stoop to that level. You don't have to become like them in order to win. You win by being you. And you know that now. You're beautiful. The work that you do is beautiful. There's some kind of cycle that you have ended that pertained to lust. And I feel like this is something that you experienced in the past. There could have been something that you lusted for. It could have been a very strong desire that you had for sex or for a substance or for any sort of behavior. I feel like this was a behavior that at one time brought you a sense of relief. It allowed you to escape from the pain that you suffered. But this was an ongoing cycle that you realized did not allow the light into your life that you needed, that you desired. You realized that this cycle kept you at the same level. Or maybe you felt like you were descending a bit. And so you went through a transformation where you conquered that desire that you had. What's coming through is that you conquered your flesh. And you know, it's like, okay, we say that, but we love our bodies too, right? Okay, we're gods, we're goddesses, we love all aspects of ourselves. But here in the past, there was an imbalance. And you were wise enough to realize that, and you were strong enough to do something about it. That's what sets you apart from so many people. You chose to switch up that cycle. And you know that that makes you different, because we have seen people who have left this earth because they refused to conquer an addictive behavior. They refused to pull themselves out of those addictive cycles. And so you conquered this. And I hope with every fiber in my being that you are so proud of yourself for this, and I hope that you realize what a big deal this is. Because so many people allow their desires to defeat them. But you're not one of those people. You're not one of those beings. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pull some tarot. Thank you, Divine. Please reveal whatever it is that you want to bring through for this beautiful being regarding a current situation or a conflict or anything. Oh, wow. Okay, 9 of Baskets came out in the reverse, so I'm going to read it as the reverse. 9 of Cups. Alright, so you've got King of Wands, the Death card, 9 of Cups in the reverse, Justice and Temperance. This King of Wands I feel like that's you. With your fire, with your inspiration, with your courage. You always had it. You always had the power to stand tall. But you didn't always stand tall with divine energy. Sometimes you relied on other things to stand tall. He's got a stick there, like a cane. He's got a cane. So this represents some things that you relied on, some people that you relied on, that if you think back in the day, you realize that that was a whole different version of you. This could have been relationships, behaviors, addictions, whatever it was that you felt you needed in order to cope with your past. I see behind him here, like on one side, it looks very dark. You know, I see that as like a lot of difficulty in your past. And over here, you always knew, you could see the light. But then there was something from your past that was haunting you. I love that you're presented here as a King of Wands because you were always that one. Like even in your youth, you had king energy. King, queen, okay? Either way. But you were always that one. You were always one to be reckoned with. You were always a being that stood out. And that's because you always had access to this light, no matter how much darkness you'd experienced. You also had the power to transmute darkness to light. You could work with energy. The King of Wands, that's like scepter energy, you know? Your wand, you had the power to do magic. You always had magic inside of you. But back then, you didn't necessarily know how to wield that magic. 3333 on the timer. You didn't necessarily know how to work with the energy that you felt pulsing through you. But you knew you had it. You knew you had something special, something different. Maybe you didn't know if it was weird or strange or good or bad, but you felt it nevertheless. And so perhaps some of those things that you depended on to help keep you upright, to help sustain you, were to help you cope with that energy that you felt flowing through you. Here, the Death card. Represented by the ancestors. It's like every death that you experienced, every ending in your life, it brought you closer somehow to your truth. It brought you somehow closer to your spiritual nature. The ancestors were always speaking to you through every single loss. If you lost someone that you loved, your ancestors were with you heavily. They always wanted to guide you and help you expand. I'm seeing like a lotus flower just expanding, Your spirits always wanted to help you grow through every transition, every loss that you experienced. And if you have experienced a loss of someone that you loved or several people that you've loved, Divine wants you to know that those were, it's like when you went through that experience, a portal was open and you were being imbued with and infused with divine energy that was going to help you expand and go to another phase, to help you strengthen your spirit gifts, your spiritual gifts. Death has played a very important role in your life, one of expansion for you. For you, death is never a bad thing. And I'm not talking about like physical death. I'm talking about, for you, I'm talking about expansion, a transition. You handle death in a different way. It's like somehow you're close to it. I'm getting Scorpio energy, Pluto. For you, death brings power. And I just want to clarify, this is not about deleting yourself or anything like that. This is about energetic death. And this is about dealing with or experiencing the loss of someone else that you love in the physical. Okay, let me make that clear. Your ancestors and your spirits have always been with you. They're with you very strong. So with some of these losses in your life, you experienced a 9 of Cups reversed. This came out in the reverse, this 9 of Baskets. So it brought you to a place where you felt like you lost so much. But Divine says that that chaos that you felt, it was like Divine bringing you to a place where you could learn how to harness your energy, how to harness your sorrow and use it to create. Because as the King, Queen of Wands, you are a powerful creator. You're a powerful magician. So every time you felt like you lost something or someone, Divine wanted you to get in touch and in tune with your magic. When we're faced with chaos, it's one of the most powerful experiences that we ever will have in order to create. Powerful creative energy, that's what you have. So after experiencing so much loss and so much like feeling like, oh, this didn't go my way, or maybe you felt like you ruined some things in your life because of a certain behavior that you had, or you didn't get to enjoy something in life because you were going through a tough situation. You had tough emotions that you were dealing with. But after that comes balance. So all of the pain in your life has brought balance to you because you've had to learn how to get through it. You've had to learn how to love yourself through the pain. You've had to learn how to get up and face another day even though you felt a huge sense of loss or a huge sense of burden or a huge sense of frustration. You had to make shit work. And so by doing that, you've learned to master certain aspects of yourself that some people never, ever even will look at honestly. Not only have you looked at yourself honestly, but you have taken inventory of who you are. You've assessed who you are, and you've accepted some things and said, I'm just gonna love myself. Okay, I'm gonna love myself through this, which is also powerful. And some things you have transformed in your world. You said, I will conquer this because I don't want to be in this place forever. And so your vision is very powerful because you visualized yourself doing what it is that you knew you could do, but you hadn't experienced it yet. But in the ethers, yes, you had. So you're a powerful manifester. That's how you came into this state of temperance. Now you are a spiritual giant. Now you are a master alchemist. You are able to take two different things and turn them into something completely different. You're able to master your mind, master your body. I think it's really beautiful here that you're viewed as the King of Wands as well, because you know the King of Wands can be lustful, passionate. I'm seeing this about you. This is really a beautiful energy when it's tempered. When it rules who we are. No, I mean, there may have been a time where your sacral energy kind of ruled you, but you're not there anymore. You're tempered. You can take sexual, lustful energy and use it to create something. You can take sexual, lustful energy and love on yourself, love another. You can do with it what you want. And you create magic with your sacral energy now. You no longer allow other people to control you with lust. Lust is a really funny thing in that way, in that it is a superpower, right? But if it's out of balance, then other people can actually use your own lust against you. There may have been people who tempted you and got you into really bad situations through their sexual energy. Oh, 4114 on the timer. Mirroring. Yeah, maybe you mirrored some people back in the day. They knew that they could control other people with their own sexual energy, and so they noticed your strong sexual energy and tried to reel you into some really sucky situations. But see, now you still have the strength of that sacral chakra, but you're in control of it. You don't allow other people to wield the energy of your sacral chakra. You're in control of it. Temperance. Balance. It's like you have the power of self-control, but you're still free. You still enjoy life. You just don't allow any energy to control you. You are in control of it. It's a very powerful transformation. You conquered death. Because truly, when you're not in control of your own energy, that is death. You've conquered it. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. What should we do? I think I want to do some dice. I got some dice. So I'll kind of switch it up a little bit. See what's going on. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. You got rid of a mask. That's what happens with this temperance energy. You can let go of masks and you can just be who the fuck you are. Beautiful and brilliant and bright and lovely. And it's so wonderful that you've done this, because you without a mask, oh, powerful and divine. And it's like you've come into a space where you're like, damn it, I don't need no mask. You realize that you, 100% you, that's all you need. That's all you need. You got a pagoda here, so you might be tuning into some sacred energies. You might be learning about more sacred practices, maybe from other cultures. You know, that's another thing I see about you. You might be eclectic. I feel like you're a citizen of the cosmos, so there's no limit to what you would experience as far as cultural spirituality. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I know there's the topic of cultural appropriation and all of that, but what I truly feel about that is that you know when a person is doing that, and that's not you. Like, if someone's trying to imitate or mimic someone of a certain culture and rip off their spirituality, you know, okay, but you don't do that. You're just truly genuinely interested in different cultural spiritual practices, and also you recall a lot of your past lives. So in a past life, maybe you were from an Asian culture and you connect with that, or maybe you were, you know, whatever. And also a lot of us have a lot of different DNA in us, you know. We're a mixture of so many different cultures. But I see you tapping into and tuning into different spiritual practices. And Divine says to let yourself do that, because it's going to awaken certain past life experiences that you are begging, like your soul is begging you, please open up to this energy. If you are interested in ancient Egyptian spirituality, tap in, tune in. With the pagoda here, there may be something about a certain Asian culture and a spiritual practice from an Asian culture. So tap in, tune in. Divine says it's also wonderful to meet someone of that culture and learn from them, you know, and that can happen in some very surprising ways. I met a man from Nepal at a shop downtown where I visited a couple years ago, and he just gave me so much free advice and like so many experiences about his culture, and I was just like, I was in a trance. It was awesome. So when you open up to those experiences, Divine will bring them to you in abundance. Okay. You are so spiritually exact. Like, you're on point here with this kick. Okay. What's coming to me now is that your intuition is very grounded. Like, you're very intuitive and you're very accurate, but when you present information, it's very grounded and it's in a way that is comprehensible. People can get their head around it. You take things from the cosmos and you make them beautiful and accessible to everyone. There's something here about physical activity. You're moving your body. You might be stretching, you might be doing some yoga. There's something about moving your body here that is tied into your spiritual nature. Body movement. Ooh, and as I say that, okay, so this is music. See the little music note there? So music is coming through, singing. You might channel while you sing, yeah? So just channel a song if you're musical. But also with that body movement, dance was coming through. I was talking to somebody the other day and she was like, you know, it's so sad that people don't dance anymore. She still goes to the club. She was like, people don't dance in the club anymore. And I was a club head. So I was always up in the club and I was always dancing. So, yeah, I went to a wine tasting like a couple months ago, and then they had music, they had a band there, and nobody was dancing. It was one couple, and they were a lot older. They looked like they may have been in their 70s or 80s, and I just sat there watching them. I was so inspired, but yeah, like nobody was dancing. There was a whole lot of people there too, and it felt sad, you know, because it feels like a cultural shift where people don't move their bodies as much as we used to in a creative, artistic way. Dancing is so beautiful. So somehow get in touch with your musical side, or with your, like, through singing or dancing or listening to music. That's going to bring you a lot of freedom. There's communication here. This could be coming in, or you may have been waiting on some communication from someone. Okay, I'm going to take a look in the cards for that. They've also got travel here. Oh, I like these. Okay, so communication and travel with this airplane. That sounds kind of good. Let's see what that could be. Thank you, Divine. Oh, we got single, sexy, and successful, and starseed. Okay. You might be single, sexy, and successful. I know you're successful. I know you're sexy. Are you single? I don't know. Or you might be getting to know someone who's single, sexy, and successful. You're definitely a starseed. Tell me about this communication card, Divine. What's up with this phone call, this communication? Ooh. All right, so we've got love spell and emotional pain. Entity attachment. Of course, this is, oh, yeah, I don't know if you heard that. There's somebody who's obsessed here. Somebody's been wanting to get in touch with you. Also, I just gazed at the lust card. You know what? I feel like somebody might be trying to drag you back into a lustful cycle. This could be a being that knows that you have conquered something regarding lust, and I feel like they are still in that space where they are addicted to some sort of sexual behavior, or they have not gained control over their sexual energy like you have. You're in control. This person is not. And so there's something that they have tried to put on you. There's some kind of way that someone wants to influence you because of their emotional pain. I feel like this could be a karmic who was all up in your energy, and they decided that with the karma that they're experiencing, because they're in a lot of emotional pain that they have brought on themselves, they see you as single, sexy, and successful, and they are completely obsessed over you. And so this person is thinking about reaching out to you, communicating with you. You may have this person blocked. I would take this as an opportunity to cleanse your energy, protect yourself. I know you know how to do that. You can cut cords, you can cleanse your energy, and you can, of course, refuse to communicate with this person. Okay? They are controlled by low vibrating entities. I feel like this could be an entity that they tried to summon against you in a love spell, but now it is attached to them and they're out of control, which has led to this obsession that they have over you. This could be someone who is in your energy before and you have cut cords, and now they're really, really unhappy that you have control, because you're in this state of temperance. That's where you are. Okay? So you may or may not have felt the impacts of this love spell, this work that they were trying to do on you, because you are so high vibe. But more than likely, if you're aware of it, it's just, you know, you felt it a little bit. Maybe you were wondering, maybe you were kind of like thinking about it, or it was on your radar a bit. But this person does not need to be in your energy like that. So you can rebuke that. Okay, because there's nothing positive there. Divine, please show us about this travel, this airplane. What's going on with this beautiful being and travel? Ooh. So there's something that you have accomplished. I feel like there is, I'm seeing the word reward, a reward. You're going to be rewarded for your effort and for your success. This is a part of your success. An opportunity to travel. Okay, you may have picked up on this in some divination, or this might not be the only reading that's telling you about some sort of opportunity that you're going to experience because you are in high honor, beautiful being. Yeah, we've got achievement, divination, high honor. Also, this could be something that you're being rewarded for. You might be a reader. You might work with energy. I mean, you're watching this reading, so I know you work with energy, but there could be something that you do within your workspace regarding divination or healing, and this is about leveling up and experiencing a reward for your hard work. Divine says your level up is superb. You have leveled up in the most beautiful way, and you stand in high honor, and you sit on your throne in high honor, and now you will experience that reward. Yeah. We got family here in North Node. So there's something that you're doing regarding family relationships. You might give people guidance on karmic energies, on how to heal wounds regarding family and communities. You're in your North Node. So whatever it is that you're creating and putting out there is beautiful. Rich girl. Rich girl, rich guy. So you're definitely experiencing wealth and abundance because of the work that you do. There's someone, yeah, there's someone who wanted to bring an end to you or something that you do. They wanted to bring destruction and an ending to your work, but you did not allow that to happen. You continued to succeed. You are successful. I see here this twin flame card. Divine, please clarify this twin flame card. Clarify more, this twin flame card. Okay, so there's a lot of death magic that people have sent you. We know that you have conquered death. Okay, but there's also, in this experience, there's love that you're attracting with a twin flame. You got enamor. I always want to say enamor, like enamorado, enamorada, but enamor, okay, with a soulmate. This is something that came to you or will come to you as a surprise regarding some interactions you've had with the community. I feel like this community could be, okay, this could be a positive surprise as a result of a negative experience that you had with the community, or it could be within a community that you are building with your high honor and the work that you do. Perhaps you, in one of those situations or in that setting, you have attracted a twin flame. But twin flame is out here. And so this is all coming about from that travel card. I feel like there's something that you're going to experience. It could be a trip. It could be a really wonderful like getaway or something like that with a twin flame. Now listen, if this is somebody that you don't know very well, I always say this, you know, if you go with someone, be prepared to leave on your own, okay? Like if you go somewhere with someone and, okay, I'm just saying. I love love, but I love safety too. So, you know, do your research on this person. Use your discernment. Open up and see what divine is bringing through to you about this person. But you're going to travel whether you travel with this person or not, because that's a part of your high honor. Divine, show me more about this twin flame. Okay, we've got the fall, the sun, and manifestation. So the way I'm seeing this is there's something that you experienced that was very difficult with the fall, but then now you're experiencing success. This is a part of your success that you're manifesting. Okay, this is a part of that reversal of negative energies. Okay, it feels very closely tied. So that's why I feel like this twin flame could be a part of a community that actually brought a lot of drama to you. But this person, you'll have to use your discernment, beautiful being. It feels like this person is coming to you or coming through with beautiful energy. The question is, if they're associated with a community that brought you drama and trauma, you have to decide what you want to do with that. Okay. All right, I'm gonna read. Oh, I want to read an Oshun card today. Thank you, Mama Oshun. Let's see what you've got for us. I like those dice. I hope you like them. I like to switch it up sometimes, you know. Thank you, Mama Oshun. What message do you have for this beautiful being? Oshun of the Drought. This is about fear, insecurity, and scarcity. If you have been feeling any sort of fear or any sense of lack, Mama Oshun is coming through to nurture you through that, okay? The mantra is, I choose to embody abundance. And we can see that you have access to a lot of abundance, not only spiritually, but in the physical realm as well, that you are manifesting. Lack and scarcity are kicking... I don't like that she says that, but she says are kicking behind you're behind right now. You might feel like that. You might feel like, you know, that's something that you're struggling with right now. Okay, and when I say she, I'm talking about the author, but I do love this deck. Take a breath. When you pull Oshun of the Drought, it means you're feeling drained or empty, and it's a sign to look inward and take steps to refill your energy and confidence. Confidence did come through earlier in the reading. Confront these shadows head on. It sounds like BS when you feel broke or broken, but abundance really is a state of mind. Ground yourself in gratitude and focus on the richness within and around you. Challenge and shift negative thought patterns and seek ways to nourish your spirit. Nurturing your inner well-being can alleviate feelings of a personal drought. Are you allowing fear or self-doubt to block your prosperity? You know what just came through to me? There might be someone who wants you to feel like you're not prosperous, and they've created some sort of illusion for you to see things that way. Because you have access to endless abundance. That's the truth. But what reality are you subscribing to right now? Are there any illusions covering up what's really there, the abundance that you really have access to? Just as nature's droughts are followed by rains, this phase too shall pass. Be open to opportunities and recognize that abundance often arrives when you release the scarcity mindset. Be grateful, focus on what matters, and make conscious choices that will lead you back to the flow of abundance. This is the healing ritual. Create a bowl of abundance by taking a small bowl and filling it with symbols of things for which you are grateful or you wish to manifest. This can be written notes, small objects, or even spices and herbs. Place this bowl in a place where you will see it daily as a reminder. I love that because it's not a vision board. I get tired of people talking about vision boards. I'm sorry. I mean, it's cool, but can we do something else, you know? So using like bay leaves and maybe like little gold trinkets or some jewelry that you don't wear anymore, but it feels or looks rich or something like that, and putting it in the bowl and just taking a look at it throughout the day to remind yourself of the vibration of prosperity, of at least material wealth. And you can even put things in there that make you feel spiritually wealthy, whether it's a certain type of herb or spice, or maybe a little gree bag. Okay, something that just, you can use acorns, especially now at this time of year. In the northern hemisphere, we're in fall. By the way, I will also attach the fall ASMR video to get into that vibe of manifesting and experiencing abundance and prosperity in the fall. So I'll link that, and that'll help you as well to connect with the energy of prosperity. Okay? You are so beautiful. You are so abundant. Continue to vibrate on that frequency, and you will continue to attract more and more of these energies into your world. All right, beautiful being, I hope that you enjoyed these messages, and thank you so much for tuning in. I love you. I love you. I love you. I wish you peace, joy, and many blessings. Take care.